Well, hey, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast morning show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus year video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today for September 4th, 2025, I'll run through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing, etc., etc. Good morning, Ultronomus, Jim Killix. Good to see you guys. Jim Killix, I'm curious if you've played Lost Soulside, what you think. I'm seeing the reviews, but some of the negative reviews, they almost seem like it's people just picking apart the game because it's perceived, being published by Sony and all that. But it coming from an indie developer initially, to me, it seems like it's good. I love games like that, though, where it's like there are aspects of it because it's not AAA that people will then knock points off, but they're good because it's their own charm, their own uniqueness. But because I beat a game recently, so I might want to find another one to add in to beat. We'll get into that shortly, but let me show this. I'm going to do actually a full video of it, but this is the Lego arcade that came out recently where, it's not like a real game or anything. It's just an arcade cabinet, but let's see if I could do this live. It opens up and then it has like an arcade inside, video game consoles inside, a TV, a CRT TV, and an HD TV. I mean, this might as well be me. It has like a Ninja Turtle weapon up at the top. The guy has on his wall with, a bunch of games and DVDs or whatever. I mean, this, and the fact that this is a space shooter, a vertical shmup that's on here. I mean, this is like for me. It's so random how they announced this for release, in August, right before my birthday. So I bought it and got it. It was only $40. That's not a lot for something like this. Anyway, there's that. Yes, it could be a bit rough, but inspired and engaging. That's what I like to hear. Okay. So I guess we'll jump into what I've been playing. And I think if you guys remember from yesterday, Shinobi, I was trying to do that puzzle, and I ended up beating that, a platforming puzzle. I ended up beating that, and I will say that is the hardest. But I think there's maybe one or two other sections I haven't beat yet of those platforming areas, but so I'm going to give my review of Shinobi. I've beaten it. Let's go down to it here. Shinobi Art of Vengeance, 13 hours, 28 minutes. That's not 100%ing everything, but that's most. I think there's 3 levels I haven't 100%ed yet. So, okay, here's a couple things. To me, put bluntly, is Shinobi plays like you would expect a modern Castlevania to play. It really does seem like that. Yes, Metroidvania in its aspects in terms of backtracking as you get more abilities. That's kind of a staple of Metroidvanias, but this takes a lot after, I would even say, Portrait of Ruin and Order of Ecclesia, right before Bloodstained, which was made by not Konami, but the same guy that made those Castlevanias I was just mentioning, where it's instead of one big area, it's multiple areas you go to that have checkpoints and backtracking. So there's 2 types of Metroidvanias. You could play the ones where it's just one big area. Guns of Fury, that came out this year, is an example of that. Or you can play where they're stage-based, where they still play like stages, but you could go in and get things and, go back. Anyway, the combat system in Traversal is just like Castlevania. I guess the difference with this is, and what I like, is you have 2 attack buttons, X and Y. And it's almost pointless. At the end of the day, you could have X'd out the X attack or square, if you're on PlayStation. But what I'm trying to get at is, it's as you're exploring these certain areas, you're like fighting exploring, which is normal in Castlevanias. The little areas that have platforming in the main game is based on abilities you get that allow you to do more traversal. It's not, I wouldn't say within the main required areas that I would say there's not any of that tough Super Meat Boy style platforming. That's mainly reserved for the challenges and stuff like that. And oh, I still need to beat that bunker. It's that darn wall flame line shaft. Yeah, that. Oh man, that shaft at the end, which is at the end. I want to say that there's not much more you'll have to do after that. That is the end. So, and I will even say, like, even when I ended up beating it, it's not like I did anything and like, oh, now I could go back and do it again. I would probably die. It's just the chance that when with the flames near the end and you have to jump off the wall and just time going underneath. So, uh, so the other reasons why it's like Castlevania is because of the sub weapon. You have the kunai or your ninja arts. Yeah, you use different buttons to press them, but they use, it's like a mana system in order to pretty much. So, even though I'm saying it's like a Castlevania, an IGA, a IGA Castlevania, it's not like they've done it first, but I think it was the amalgamation where Shinobi feels like that. Shinobi really feels like the Castlevania Metroidvania amalgamation from Iga. And so Koji Igarashi. And so, my thought after playing this is we should have this developer make the next Castlevania. And I guess it's not necessary if Konami has a good in-house team, like the way they made the Castlevania arcade. I forget what it was called, Dracula's Castle, that new one that came out last year. That was well made. It's not a Metroidvania though; it's just a Castlevania. So maybe they need people that understand how to build out these explorative worlds. So this does it. Shinobi does it. And another aspect, the bosses. The bosses are a lot of fun. They're probably on the easier side, but they're fun. Lastly, I will end with, I guess, what about this game, though, keeps it from being on par with a Koji Igarashi Castlevania. And I think that would be, and it's very small, but it's enemy variety. In the Shinobi game, you do fight the same enemies a lot, and then they just have different color palettes on them. The thing I liked about Castlevania is part of it was known for all of its different creatures. Well, in terms of the Koji Igarashi Castlevanias, so many different creatures. Not only that, but there'd be areas where there was a creature would only appear in certain areas, a type of creature. And so it added that. It's almost like it helps build out the levels, because part of what I enjoy about a Castlevania or an exploration style game is the atmosphere it's giving me. What is it in the environment that makes me feel more a part of it? And Castlevania does a good job of having these crazy creatures that would be in newer areas as you're exploring. Anyway, I don't know if I need a deeper talk on this, because again, this Shinobi game is amazing. It's exactly what I would want from a Castlevania game, but is it a good Shinobi game? That is the real question. After beating Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, it's like I didn't like that much, but Ninja Gaiden Ragebound plays more like a traditional old school style game. So I guess I will give it to Shinobi for being more modern. It's just that it's not doing anything for itself to stand out other than it having a good Metroidvania flow to it. So that's that. Okay. So I beat that and I was like, I beat another game. I'm happy. Am I going to go back to it? I might. It says there's tons of achievements, but there's 3 levels that I haven't 100%ed yet. I'm about to. I just didn't realize how easy it was to beat the last boss. And I went through and beat it. And probably the other achievements have to do with, like, you unlock arcade mode, boss rush mode. So I bet it's related to that. Okay, here's something else that's cool. So I was playing Zero Wing. If you guys aren't familiar with Zero Wing, that's the game that started the All Your Base Are Belong to Us. And I wish I had the picture on me. I know where it is, but when I was in high school, I don't know if you guys remember during the pep rallies, there would be these big banners. Sometimes they would be made by, I don't know, people that are in the team or cheerleaders or whatever. That would say like, "Go Panthers, go." That was my high school mascot. Well, I made one with my friends that said, "All your base are belong to us." And I taped it up there, took a picture. I remember people looking back and being like, "What is that? That's up there," during a pep rally. Anyway, that's what Zero Wing is from, or that's from Zero Wing. So let me guys show you what I did, because I think it's still available if you're interested. I was supposed to have this already. Okay, so there's a Topeland collection. Now, I guess it's going to be hard to see because of how small this is. But Zeroing, Grindstormer, Fire Shark, Dog Yun, Fix 8, Vimana, Twin Hawk, Truxton 2, Bats Gun, Flying Shark, Slap Fight, Tiger Heli, Outzone, Twin Cobra, Truxton, and I think there's a couple others that I already own. But basically, you can get this Topeland collection that has all of these shmups. So I started with Zero Wing. And here's the cool thing about it is, even though, and let me actually pull it up on here so you guys can see it. Even though it's like a bunch of old games, let's see. Oh, it might not be on sale anymore. Or this is a different one. No, this is it. Yeah. I think it was on sale a little cheaper though, but still 41 is still a good price. So on Steam right now, for $41, you can get a whole bunch of good shmups. And they each have their own, and from what it looks like, their own like rewind feature, save state feature, CRT stuff, achievements. And I love that because it gives me more to do with these games than what I would do in the past. Just sit there and play it until you beat it. Now there's like a little more, and I really like that. So I'll probably be slowly working at these as I play other games. And then lastly, SD Gundam G Generation Eternal. It's just cool that now that this shows up, because of the achievements and all that. I was on Midnight Hatter Live last night, Stephen Bayless' channel. He's played a lot of this, so he kind of understands like the nuances, the little tips and tricks, and yeah, he was like telling me about these specific suits. Luckily, I have them, so I could be doing some upgrading. Anyway, it's pretty fun. And like he said on his show yesterday, he would have rather them just give a full game for $70 instead of, the mobile way, because I'm not playing it as much because of all the mobile trappings. So, okay, guys, well, let's jump into news. That was it for gaming yesterday. Okay, this is one I might have already talked about it. I know Ultronimus posted it, but I love this. Marvel Rivals coming to PS4 on September 12th alongside Season 4 update. I don't even have a PS4 anymore. I want to say I sold it to get the 5, to pay for getting the 5. Yeah, the main reason I mean, there's a lot of reasons to play a PS4, but mainly it was GBO2. But anyway, I just like when games can be played on older. I like the ability for anyone to be able to play a game in some sort of way without some barrier to entry, having to pay a lot for a system. I like the idea of just like, I don't know, if you just have a thing that can play a thing, Does that make sense? Let's see. So NetEase Games will release free-to-play third-person shooter Marvel Rivals for PlayStation 4 on September 12th, alongside its Season 4 update titled The Heart of the Dragon, the developer announced. And as much as I am familiar with Marvel characters, some of the designs in Rivals are to the point to where I don't know. I mean, Blade, I can recognize. That's pretty cool. They got Blade. Even though, again, what about that is Blade? Other than it's a black guy with a sword. and he's a vampire. But when you look at the designs, it doesn't necessarily tell me that's Blade. But so here's the thing. I haven't even really bothered playing this because I'm not too crazy about these types of games, because it's almost like it's like you're playing a game about a game, if that makes sense. Because you've got these characters at a specific objective, you're doing it every time, and I don't know. But it's free to play. I like that it's going on PS4. We'll see. Okay. Former Polygon staffers establish independent video game website Rogue. Well, let's see. It's always fun through time when certain video game sites would then go and create their own new ones. And the people that were involved and, what came out of that. So the editorial team comprises of Alice Giovanni, Cass Marshall, Jeffrey Parkin, Ryan Gillum, Clayton Ashley, Pat Gill, Desant Egan. I have not heard of any of these people before, and that could be a personal problem. So these are people that were just laid off from Vox and decided to just put their own thing together. So that's cool. Let's see. Oh, every post can be accessed with our lowest subscription tier for just $7 a month. We have to, I understand, making money off of it, but I wonder how much. Is it just where you have to? Okay, here's the website. The Toxic Avenger versus Medical Debt. Interesting. Which, by the way, I guess I didn't mention, I saw the Toxic Avenger over the weekend. Did I talk about that? I forget. Okay, not much going on, or you have to subscribe. So here's that interesting thing. Like, okay, so there are. Oh no, subscribe. It's like I have no reason with all of the stuff out there. Why would I subscribe to this? So I don't know. Oh, I didn't mention it. Yeah, Toxic Avenger. It was good, just like a classic trauma film. If you like that stuff, it did it all. But that's it. I was kind of hoping for more of an event film. Make Toxic Avenger PG-13. You could still have the messaging. But make it, like the abnormal superhero. Anyway, this looks interesting. Magical Librarian Ariana, the Books of the Seven Heroes demo, now available in Japan. So PlayStation 5 and Nintendo eShop, but only in Japan. Okay, so this just looked neat, but it might not be. It just has some pretty cool side-scrolling animation, combat. Let's see. It's kind of just showing the game. They're doing too much talking and not enough just showing. Let me see if I click in. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to look for like the combat running around. But is it running around, or is there explore? It's really hard to get a feel of this game just from this video. Anyway, it just looks pretty neat because of the artwork. Japan only. You kind of got me. Hand-drawn art, Japanese only. It's probably something cool. And compile heart. So interesting. It's only Japan right now. Just Switch, PS4, PS5. So let's see if we get an announcement for PC or US. But I could just easily, and in fact, I did this with the Alesta collection. I just sign in onto a Japanese account, download the game, go back to my account, and I could play it. So, all right. Amazon's Tomb Raider adaptation to begin production in January 2026. Sophie Turner to star as Lara Croft. So I feel like Everybody on board is widely passionate about Laura and are all as outrageous, brave, and hilarious as she is, says series. Hilarious as she is. I don't understand. So, I think it's very interesting that they keep doing this Tomb Raider thing. And I just wonder if it's just one of those where it's an IP that, yeah, you just keep making Tomb Raider stuff. It's just to keep it, I don't know, top of mind. So Sophie Turner, I think she was in an X-Men movie or a couple. Um, I mean, looks like a girl. So I guess she's blonde or a redhead, which I mean, I guess could work with Lara Croft, just make it dark hair or something. I don't know. Yes, seems to have a good. I mean, she's a good-looking woman from looking at this, so maybe that is the way to go with that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not like super excited about a Tomb Raider movie, only because that's very interesting to think. Because I really liked those games that came out in the 2010s, but yeah, I remember they had the movies, two different actresses, and then they had that anime or the animation on Amazon, but I didn't watch that. Okay. Speaking of some other movie, video game news, and Amazon type things, I guess, but not. Okay, that was a stretch. 007 First Light to release on March 27th, 2026. There was a Sony State of Play. What's this? A State of Play or showcase? I forget what they call it. Anyway, where Sony was showing off this James Bond game made by IO Interactive, who makes the Hitman games, which I've played through and beat all of them. You know, and it's funny because I don't think the games are amazing, but they are fun. With James Bond here, and from what I saw, it just looked like Hitman. So I'm hoping though, as we play it, there's something about it that keeps it going. And I don't think, even though you would think, would be story narrative. You know, I know people like story, I know people like narrative, but I feel like if that's just all it is, I don't think that works anymore. I don't think that works at all. When it's just narrative, I think a lot of times, especially with the Sony narrative games coming out, it was always like a mix of the gameplay, but the narrative on top just added that production value on top of that. So I almost feel like this might just sell just because I think it's like that Indiana Jones game that came out. It's the gameplay takes a back seat to it being an immersive game. It looks like there's more gameplay here with this 007 First Light, but you know, and it could just be this is just how it has to be. I don't know, but I feel like when these games come out based on a movie or property, I feel like sometimes they try too hard to make it like a movie experience, and just it's like go on all in on a video game. You got James Bond. Don't worry about making it like Hitman. Like make a new exciting feeling thing. Like I would say the Sniper Elite games are like a good blueprint for here's like a base, or I would even go as far as Metal Gear Solid 5. Here's a good base of a game to then have your character and your world in it. Now give the player the tools to feel like that they are that character in the world. And James Bond could definitely do that. I just feel like even from playing the Hitman games, between Hitman and Sniper, you could be a little more dynamic and do a bunch of different things. Hitman, sometimes it's like, if you want to do this, you can either do it this way or this way. I don't know. Still got to watch that. Oh, State of Play. Yeah, and like I said, it has neat stuff, but nothing about it made me go, oh my God, I can't wait to play this James Bond game. Nothing. I'm going to play it just because I like James Bond. If I didn't care about James Bond, I probably wouldn't even bother with this game. And that's the thing. I like Indiana Jones. So I tried playing that Indiana Jones game that came out. It's just, there's not much gameplay there to keep me. Is that true? I don't know. And I always want to say these are my opinions because I feel like other people could totally get into that stuff. Okay, I wanted to show you guys something here real quick. Adventure of Samsara. This came out of nowhere for me. This is like a Metroidvania made by Atari. It's supposed to be based off the old Adventure from Atari. That could be wrong. That's something I read or heard on a podcast. Let's see. Anyway, you know, I'm always down for a Metroidvania. What, did the sun just blink? We got some cool atmosphere and music, that's for sure. Okay. I'd almost feel bad skipping this because this does seem pretty interesting. Yeah, let's just skip. I want to get to the gameplay. Okay, so first of all, like the little pixel art graphics. Oh, interesting. So, right trigger is a dash, but also a grab. Data cube acquired. By fire, our bones shall be renewed to their integrity. Okay. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Okay. I like how the guy's running around. Let me check something. Map. Hello. Always into a map, but nothing going on there. Okay. Okay, really interested to see what this is going to be like. Okay, it like turns green at a certain point. Nope. That might be something I don't do yet. Let's see if I can. Nope. Okay, well. Let me just head back to the other side. Oh, I just saw something to do. And that is a little weird. So, I guess when it's telling you that you could jump up somewhere. Okay, still can't go through that. I know to do that now. Did that hurt me? All right. Scorpion. I just jumped over it. It might not do anything. Oh. Oh, I messed that up. But I didn't seem to die. Would you kindly liberate me from these confines? Alright, Mr. Perhaps the chamber behind you holds what you seek. Oh, okay. Oh, it's just this. That's weird. Weird. Okay. Nice. Sword and shield. Okay, B. To parry with the shield. I like that. This elevator is locked from the other end. Okay, that's very Souls-like Metroidvania. Oh, do I attack? No. Okay. Okay, I picked up some diamonds the dude dropped when I killed him, and then... Alright, I've got the sword. Oh, okay, I see. Nice. Hello. We have been besieged by necromancers. Some among us resist, yet none possess the strength or resolve to do what must be done to eradicate them. You, however, are different. Proceed. Leave. Okay, something popped up. I couldn't read that. Oh, thank you. Oh, I see. I marked a new place on the map to go. I like the map. I like the way the map looks because it's very simple. Oh, I wonder if I can't. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, this is weird. Okay. There seems to be a delay with button presses. And I don't know if that's deliberate or... Okay, I'm up here now. Oh, look at that. Wait, press RT to dash through enemies and avoid damage. Oh, I like the sound of that. All right, so two different enemy encounters using dashing, parrying, and the attacks. I gotta say they're well done. It's fun. I just want to save my game, but I guess it doesn't matter because this is a demo, and I already feel this game. I don't know how much it is. We'll look, but I feel like this game is worth. Ah, there we go. Save point. Interact with the golden anvil to save your progress. Undead. Okay. Golden anvil. Rest. Okay. All right. I think that's going to be it. That is really fun. That is really cool. Let's go to the store page of the actual game. $17.99. That's not a bad price at all for this. Add to wish list. It just came out today. Wow, no user reviews. But this seems like my type of thing completely. What is this? Fatal Ruin or Fatal Run? Okay, I know. Distracted. Okay, it's wow, this looks cool. Add to wish list. We're not here for that though. I got to get going, but I'm telling you guys, this adventure of Samsara, that might be something. So I'll have to check that out. Anyway, I'm going to head out. That was a lot of fun. I'll be back tomorrow with some more gaming news and insights. But until then, have a good one. See y'all.